been working at BARC for 8 months, and I've never worked at an animal shelter before, but I really love animals, specifically dogs, and I wanted to be a vet when I was little, but biology and I just didn't get along. But this is a really, really, rewarding job. It can be difficult at times because you have to make decisions that you wish you didn't have to, but it's really rewarding as well. We do have a lot of stray dogs, and the truth is we don't know their background as well as we wish we did. But we do have a behavioralist here at BARC, and she assesses every animal, and the people that work every day with the animal, they report any type of behaviors. So we have also volunteers that come during the weekends and spend some time with the dogs. So we really do get to know as much as we can about our dogs that we have in adoptions. The dogs that try to bite any of our staff are put into quarantine and they can't be available for adoption. There might be dogs that are timid just for loud noises, or maybe they were abused or hit by their previous owners, and that is just something with a timid dog. They can make great pets. My dog was super shy. As I mentioned, he took about a month to really shine through and have his tail up, and he's wonderful now. But they do require sometimes a little bit more of work, and just with any type of dog you have to have discipline and exercise them at least an hour a day, no matter what breed. People think that small breeds don't need to go outside and run or like to chase the ball, but they really do as well, because they can become like nippy or very barky sometimes, and that's because they haven't released their energy. But I think shelter pets make really good dogs just with any other dog, but you have to have the time, maybe some extra time and effort into making them really shine. The owner, I mean, there's no other answer to that but the person that has raised the dog. Before working here, obviously I heard a lot about pit bulls as well and people being scared of them. I have met some of the sweetest pit bulls here. Some of these dogs are perceived and what people do to them just because they are aggressive. They think they're gonna be mean or attack them, and it's true, like some can be, and it's probably because they haven't had owners that have dedicated time or have dealt with them properly, and then they do become aggressive. And that's, if you have a powerful breed, bully breeds or like Rottweilers, like once they're puppies, you do have to really raise them correctly for them to be good dogs. And we've gone in bull terriers a lot, and they're really friendly, and we have our behavioralists test them. Families with kids adopt them and they're fine. In that case, if you want to adopt that type of dog, I suggest you come with your entire family. And if you have a dog, you can also bring it to BARC and they can meet to see if they get along. But sadly, it's a lot of people that just mistreat dogs, and they just think because they're aggressive, I need to defend myself, and they attack the dog first. And then obviously there are going to be times where the dog is going to defend itself as well. But other cases, maybe a pit bull mom is defending litter, like it's puppies, and people don't see the puppies, and any person around her territory or where the puppies are, she might want to attack. So change of mentality in our community. I think a lot of people don't want to fix their dog because they think it's a dangerous surgery, or it's going to harm their dog, or it's going to change the dog's personality. I feel like a lot of people, especially in the Hispanic community, can be sometimes against that type of surgery, and that's a shame because that would help us a lot. I think also fixing your fence might sound silly, but a lot of dogs are in the yard and they escape underneath, over. So getting a higher or more secure fence for your dog is a good idea. It really varies, and they're very minor, which makes me a little angry. But sometimes because they moved to a property that doesn't allow pets. Others, it's like, oh, the dog got too big, I can't keep it anymore if it's a puppy, or the dog is like being destructive, which again, it's easy to fix if you train your dog and like exercise it properly. But yeah, definitely people come to get dogs more than cats, but the ones that go quickly are the cute ones, the fluffy terrier, Shih Tzu, Cocker Spaniels, poodles as well, and those get pulled by a rescue group or adopted so quickly. The ones that we see more of and that are harder to move because of their breed and their reputation are the pit bull mixes or the American Staffordshire. Like it's a breed that is harder to move or to get people to adopt, but we do see some of those as well. It really depends on the case. Like, let's say if somebody comes in with a dog that's been hit by a car and it's paralyzed, it will go straightly to what we call the BARC, which is where we do put dogs to sleep. But first it's evaluated by the vet, and if the dog is, pain and won't really recover, it will be put to sleep. The way we decide, really, every dog that comes to us or that is left is evaluated medically by our vet staff, and then we see if it's like high heartworm or low heartworm. And so after that, I get all of the animals that have been seen by the vet, and I network them with rescue groups, foster groups, or they go to adoptions, depending on their behavior, on their health. And that's unfortunately how we make our decisions, because sometimes we don't even have space in the shelter. And that's when it becomes really hard. When we're full, we try to promote and do $20 adoptions. We promote it on Facebook. And, but every day, I have to say, every day, some dogs have to be put down, and that's taken by the vet. The vets sort of make that decision, and then we sort of as well. So it's like a combined effort, which is very hard sometimes. Like, you don't want to do that. Nobody here enjoys doing that. And I didn't know this, but a lot of the people that do put the dogs to sleep are people that have been taking care of them for a long time. So that is very difficult. It's not something that we're proud of or we enjoy. It's just something that we have to do, because if not, imagine we would need like over 24,000 cages and a lot of taxpayer money to maintain that facility and our staff. And to be honest, the best thing would be like people use us as a last resort. But since we have been as well like really good with our adoption program and with our live release percentage, a lot of people bring them into us because they're like, oh, they will be saved, Mm-hmm. So it's like it's a good and bad thing that we're good at saving animals, because people bring them in a lot. It definitely has to do with education and the way people perceive, neutering or spaying their dog. I was actually hired to start an education program. So part of my other job is to go out to schools and talk with students and sort of teach them about like pet responsibility, and that getting a puppy just because it's cute isn't what you really should do, and how to keep a dog happy and yourself, balanced, so you can have a forever partnership and not just abandon the dog whenever it's peeing or it's just barking. So that is something I'm doing, and I've really enjoyed it. I think I've reached over 400 students. It's slow, but we're starting to do that. And my coworker Jennifer also, she goes out into the community, like libraries and churches, and she gives out pamphlets for the program Healthy Pets, Healthy Streets.